It is bright and early in the morning here at day 3 of the exhibit hall being open here at Origins Game Fair. And I have the opportunity to speak with Thomas Wetzel for the first time from Thames and KOSMOS, but I think we're mainly talking KOSMOS, really.
Correct. Yeah, so Thames and KOSMOS is the bigger company, but the KOSMOS side is all our board games.
The games.
That's what we have here, yep.
Exactly. Very cool. Speaking of games, let's talk about a few. I know when I talked to Lily at Gen Con, she was wearing an Exit hat. You're wearing an Exit hat. For some strange reason, I think people like the Exit series of games.
Wow.
You got some new ones coming up.
Super popular title for us. We have 11 of them out right now, and the 11th one just released, and it's Exit the Catacombs of Horror. It's a 2-part series. It's twice as big, and I think it's the hardest one we've ever done.
Okay.
It's really difficult, but it's also, because it's twice as long, the storyline is a little bit more enveloping. It feels really like you get invested in it.
A little more meat to it.
Yeah. I really like it. I played it through the whole thing at one sitting instead of breaking it up into 2 parts just because I was having a good time.
And 30 hours later, how did you guys do?
It was over 4 hours. No joke. It was a long time, but I didn't feel like it, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
A good game you can play for hours, and a bad game 20 minutes in, you're like,
Yes.
when is this over?
Yeah.
But you also have some Exit releases that are more aimed towards the novice escape room kind of gamers. Let's talk about those. I know you've got Haunted Roller Coaster.
Yeah, Haunted Roller Coaster and the House of Riddles. Those are both coming out later this year, and those are aimed more towards the novice. We're rating those like 1.5 circles on a scale of 0 to 5, or 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
If it had 0, it'd be like, yeah, you don't even have to be comatose to play this game.
Maybe we'll come up with one that is just half of a circle at some point.
Which would be good for me, because that's about all I could figure out.
Yeah.
So you got the Exit games. Let's talk about some of the strategy games that you've got.
All right, great. Yeah, so coming out...
Roll for Adventure, I think?
Coming out of Gen Con, yep. We have 3 big titles coming out. Roll for Adventure is one of them. It's a co-op dice-chucking game, plays in 30 minutes. It's different than any dice-chucking game I've played, and I've asked people here who've been playing it, and they're like, yeah, it's different, but it feels really intuitive. So it's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
You also have Tribes, I believe?
Tribes.
Another Gen Con release?
Also Gen Con release. Tribes Dawn of Humanity. It is a civ building game that plays in an hour or less. Again, it just feels intuitive. It's really easy to sit down and start playing, and after one round, like, you've got it. You're like, I got a strategy. I know what I'm doing. And it's really fun. Really, really strategic.
Don't use that easy to learn, hard to master line. That's just so overused, right?
Well, it is an easy game, I think. Like, especially considering the amount of decision making involved in the game. I feel like you can learn it considerably faster than other games with similar complexity. Yeah.
One thing I always like too, I like strategy games that are kind of a little easy, because I have some younger gamers as part of the gang. A little easier for you to figure out how to play, but then you have to play it a few times before that light bulb goes off and you go, oh, now I know how this works.
So, yeah, and that's kind of the key with KOSMOS games. We want to be known as, and I think we are already, the quality family board game company. And family doesn't necessarily mean that you have to play with your family, but that's kind of like the level of complexity. We're not going to do the
grimdark stuff.
We're not doing the 20-hour rules like this thick kind of games. We're going to do the easy not entry level, but at least easy enough that anyone should be able to pick it up and play it.
Like I reviewed Legends of Andor, and that was another one of these games where it was really easy to get everybody into, and then it was like, sweet. Because me being an older gamer, really old, I always like the fact where, because if it's too simple in that, I just can't get into it. That's why my audience isn't like, kids games, party games.
Right.
So you said there were 3 new releases for Gen Con. What's the third?
The third one is Imhotep the Duel.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 2-player version of Imhotep, but it's not... So it gives you the same feel as Imhotep, the base game, where you're an ancient Egyptian architect building these monuments. So, and you're actually building these things. It's cool, but it's a totally different mechanic. Instead of building on one site location, everyone's kind of doing it on their own. and they're fighting over the harbor instead of. Yeah, it's really really clever. Phil Walker Harding really knocked it out on the park. This one's a really good one, so we're looking forward to that too.
You do have a demo set up, so I will have B-roll of a lot of this. Okay, not the exit games, because that's all secret until you open the box. What other titles you might want to talk about, Thomas?
So another title that I'm really excited about is the adventure games. And I would say that those are in the same family as the exit games because they're the same box size, the same art kind of style to it, and it's that way intentionally because they are similar in that they're like kind of like a discovery, play cooperatively with a group of friends kind of game, but instead of puzzles and riddles, it's more of a story that you're discovering.
More of a story-driven game.
Yeah, and each of them, there's 2 of them that are coming out this year. Each of them have 3 chapters. Each chapter is about 2 hours. And you don't destroy the components, so you can hand it off to your friend when you're done.
Nice, very cool.
For some people, exit, that was a big deal for them.
This is how I look at it, and this is just me, my opinion. Got a family of 4, you go to the movies, you're going to easily drop $50 before maybe even the popcorn and the sodas and things like that. You get an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours for the movie. Right. Now, with the exit games, granted, their price point do vary.
Sure.
But some of the more novice games are like $19.99, $24.99. To me, that's a good deal.
Yeah,
even if you get 4 hours out of it, it's cheaper than the movies.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree.
I figured you would. I know he's like, no, go to the movies instead. Don't buy our games.
Yeah, and in the movie, you turn your brain off. These, you got to figure things out. I like that, yeah.
Any other games that are on the horizon, or maybe something flying under the radar that you'd like to see a little more love for?
Well, this just got announced, so I don't have a lot of details on it.
That's okay.
But we announced in this coming October, we're also going to release the game Cities Skylines, and it's a video game IP that we've acquired, and we're making a co-op city building game.
It's a Paradox.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
So we're hoping a lot of people see that and then get interested in it, and then once they see actually the gameplay, they're going to get excited about it.
Nice. Very cool. It's actually, in my opinion, as far as PC games go, that is your go-to city builder these days. It really is.
I think so, too. Yeah.
Any final thoughts for the audience?
None for me.
Buy KOSMOS games.
Yeah, buy KOSMOS games. Or buy any games. Play games.
Play games. Enjoy.
Play games. Yep.
It's spreading love and friendship and things like that. Thomas, thanks so much for taking some time to talk with me today. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks, you too. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching my Origins Game Fair 2019 coverage. If you'd like to see more convention coverage, click right here. And if you'd like to see a somewhat random video from the Gaming Gang channel, including recordings of the live Monday through Friday episodes of The Daily Dope, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe.